As your narrator, we'll come back to you. Before I end the video today, I'd like to thank all my subscribers. I currently have about 350 of you. There are about 350 subscribers on my channel. To be exact, about 355. So thank you to all of my about 350 subscribers, or 350. What I'm going to show today is the contents of this book. And inside here are, no, it's nothing from the Teacher's Resource Center, although this binder apparently did come from there. My mother used to be a teacher. She taught art at a Catholic public school, elementary school. Yeah, I was raised Catholic. Scary, right? So that's what a Catholic upbringing and education will get you. No, probably fairly atypical. But it was also atypical as a contents of this binder. This is my collection of autographs. Now, I'm not an autograph hound. I don't seek autographs any longer. But what was between, like, I think 12 and 14, I'd actually went to a lot of Baltimore Oriole baseball games. I used to be a rabid baseball fan, not anymore. I barely even watch it. It's just a whole bunch of things in baseball. So this pisses me off when I watch baseball. I'm like, yeah, baseball. And, like, after the first pitch, I'm just seething with anger. And that's not really a place I like to take myself. The game just let me down too much. So, you know, I have moved on. But, you know, I kept these autographs that I picked up, and there's a few random other things in here just over the years I accumulated, and I do mean a few. There were 2 autographs that I have. Maybe I still have them. Possibly they could have been lost, but there's 2 more that I know I've gotten that I couldn't find. Now, I haven't really looked through the actual binder, but they're non-baseball. There's a few non-baseball things, too, that I'll show you guys as well. But when I was a kid, the Oakland Athletics were my favorite baseball team, and my favorite baseball player was Jose Canseco, number 44. Or no, it was number 33. He was number 33. I slept on that one. Him and old number 25, Mark McGwire. Jose was my favorite baseball player. Loved Jose Canseco. Huge Jose Canseco mark. And I never got Jose Canseco's autograph. He was always one of the ones who was just too cool to bother to sign a kid's autograph. And I'd wait before the games, I'd wait after the games, and you know, there would never be any Jose Canseco. And we'd get there way before the games, and we would wait and, you know, get all these different players' autographs. And a lot of kind of fun stories I have regarding that. But before I get into all that, let me show you some of the autographs. Like I said, Jose used to be my favorite player. And that's a jab for you, Jose, because I know you need a place to stay now. I got like 2 sheds, and I would like hook you up if you had signed an autograph back in the day, because you're probably still one of my favorite player. But pretty much you can eat a dick and sleep outside now, Jose Canseco, because you're not getting in one of my sheds. And if I find you in one of my sheds, Jose Canseco, I'm getting a weed whacker out, so you better watch your monkey ass. But a man who is my current baseball all-time great, and probably, you know, the rest of my life, Dennis Eckersley. I met him apparently 5 times, and he signed autographs every time. He was mad cool. A true legend. I didn't know if he's in the Hall of Fame yet because I don't want to follow baseball anymore. But definitely deserving of that. He threw a perfect game, I want to say. It could have been a no-hitter, but I think it was a perfect game when he was a starting pitcher for the Boston Red Sox, and had the 2 most phenomenal seasons back-to-back any relief pitchers ever had. They were just utterly amazing. The Eck was unhittable. And I really enjoyed him. Even like that Richard Marx video that he was in, because he was in it. It's not really that great of a song, but I guess Richard Marx tries, sort of. So let's start going through these. These were, every single one of these was acquired at Memorial Stadium and Camden Yards for the Baltimore Orioles. But I would typically go up there with my baseball cards, and I would, you know, research, you know, research. I knew who was on all the teams, whatever teams we went to see. We would always go to see the Oakland versus Orioles series, but there were other series we would go, or we'd go up just for one game. And I'm going to tell you also, coming up, the 2 players that I absolutely hate. Like, if I see these guys, like in real life, as a man, I might beat them down. These are, the ones I know in the Hall of Fame, the other one I probably is. They're both pieces of garbage, and they both got something coming. I catch them on the street. I'll tell you that right now. I just can't stand these dudes. Just real pieces of trash. And if they're your favorite baseball player, you eat a dick. But seriously, though, let me just start showing these to you. Am I strolling down memory lane there? You can see that front page there. Rick Honeycutt, Tony La Russa. There's another Tony La Russa. Dave McKay, and of course all these are real because I got them myself. There's only one autograph in all of these here that I didn't get myself. Oh, two, actually, two. I used to have a Bob Feller, too. But I didn't get that myself. I don't really care about it. You can see 5 no suckers leaves on the Cubs, 3 on the Red Sox, 1 Oakland A picture. They're all single-sided. You can see my goal here. I had the Oakland Power Team, just a Fleer 88 card. And I do not collect baseball cards any longer, for anyone that's wondering. You can see Mark McGwire's here, but there's no Jose Canseco, and there's no shade for you, Canseco. And I know you need it. We got Goose Gossage right here, and another Goose Gossage. That's an old card, too. Another Mark McGwire, another Mark McGwire, another Mark McGwire. There's 4 Mark McGwire autographs. I don't care if he did steroids or not. If they let me vote, Mark McGwire is going to the damn Hall of Fame. I love Mark McGwire, a classy dude, a great dude. And, and there's another great dude, Dave Henderson, center fielder for the Oakland A's, although none of these are Oakland A cards. 2 Mariners and a Boston Red Sox. I met him. He's a gigantic dude, too. I met him in person, obviously, several times. But I gave him I had like, not even a 4-leaf clover, like an 8, 9, 10-leaf clover. And I was going to give it to Jose Canseco when I got all laminated. And I was like, here, good luck charm. But I didn't see no damn Jose Canseco. But I did see Dave Henderson. I was like, and Dave Henderson was out at the time. So I was like, yeah, Dave Henderson. I'm like 12 or 13. I'm like, here, Dave Henderson, take this, man. This maybe some good luck for you. Get yourself back and healthy. And he smiled. The kid doing something. So, he was cool about it. Let's see what else we have here. Right there, that page. We have Mike Bordick, Kelly Downs, Storm Davis, 1, 2, 3 Bob Welches. Bob Welch was an amazing pitcher, had some amazing years with the A's in the 89 World Series where they swept the Giants, the Earthquake Series. It was Dave Stewart, Bob Welch, Dave Stewart, Bob Welch, and they just shut the Giants down. Then you have Joe Klink. Oh, whoops. Oh, you have no one else on this page, actually. Hope none of these cards are missing. Saw some stuff not in the binder. Some spaces missing. Hope nothing's falling out. I wanted to go and look where I got these. Yeah, because there are some spaces missing there. There you see Lance Blankenship, upper deck card. Randy Reddy, 1, 2 Harold Baines. Harold Baines, he was A's DH for a while. Willie Wilson was on the A's. That's the Diamond King. Joe Klink, Bruce Walton. Some of these guys I don't really remember all that well, only vaguely. Wouldn't know them if I wasn't looking at the card. You could see Mike Moore right here. He was a starting pitcher for the A's. 1, 2, 3 Mike Moores. 2 of those, of course, Mariner cards. Jim Corsi, another Jim Corsi. Walt Weiss. And another Walt Weiss, who's a shortstop. Now here's Dave Stewart. 1, 2 Dave Stewarts. Dave Stewart, one of my favorite players. Yeah, definitely my favorite black gay pitcher. Definitely. No, and he is gay, but he's a really cool dude. When I met him, I don't know which one of these cards. I think it was this card actually. Yeah, it was this card. I got that one signed. Yeah, you can see that's actually a real smooth looking one. But when I got the 89, no, sorry, 90, God, I don't even know when the years anymore. The 90 Dunder's card signed, I was standing this whole ring of people around Dave Stewart. He's, signing the cards, being cool. And somebody drops their card, and I whip out and I grab it. I catch it like in the middle of the air perfectly. Don't mess the card up. Boom, catch it like that between the 2 fingers. Dave Stewart's like signing. He's like in the middle of signing some water. If he stops, looks down, looks at me, he go, "Man, kid, that was a really nice catch." And that's verbatim what Dave Stewart said, and I remember that. Those kind of moments, you get to have as a kid with the players. Really, that's cool. Here for all those Canadian subscribers I have, and I know I do have quite a few of you actually. You can see some Blue Jays here. I did see at least one Blue Jays game. No, I've seen at least 2 because the one I've been to Fenway once too, and they were playing the Blue Jays. But I was like a grown man. I wasn't looking for autographs there. But Kelly Gruber, he was quite a good player. John Olerud, another good one. And Pat Borders, all 3 good players. Here we have some really, really greats. When I went to see the Yankees, Dave Winfield. That dude was like a giant. It's actually almost as big as my boss, who is literally an enormous person. My boss is like 6'8", legitimately, and very, very large. Dave Winfield, right there. Don Mattingly. You got another Mike Gallego, a second baseman, utility player. Jeff Hudson, I don't remember who he is. Todd Burns, Andy Hawkins. Andy Hawkins had the distinction of throwing a no-hitter that he lost, and he threw it for 16 innings as a member of the Yankees. I believe it was the Yankees when that team was just utterly atrocious. The guy I think I have the most autographs of is Brady Anderson, who later went on to hit 50 home runs. He was a real cool dude. He always used to wear these like I remember him always wearing these I think they're called Zuffa pants, and they had like black and white like zebra print on them. But that's Brady Anderson there. 1, 2, 3, 4 Brady Anderson there, and I have some elsewhere. There's a Mike Devereaux, 1, 2, 3, 4 Mike Devereaux. Of course, I got him when he was in the Orioles. Jeff Tackett, Billy Ripken, another Billy Ripken, 1 Cal Ripken Jr., and 1 Cal Ripken Sr. So I got the whole Ripken family there. I only ever got 1 Cal Ripken Jr. game on all the games I went to. He was not that generous of a signer in my estimation. Joe Orshalack, I remember him. And there's some more just jabronis you guys aren't even going to know. So I'm going to maybe speed this up and not go through every single guy. But there's some David Seguis on top. There's Glenn Davis signed on his rookie card. He was actually a member of the Orioles in the worst trade maybe in baseball history. They traded 3 guys that went on to be All-Stars. And Kurt Schilling might even be a Hall of Famer. I don't know. Kurt Schilling was a great player. They traded Pete Harnish, who made the All-Star team, and Luis Gonzalez? I think so. Yeah, I don't know. They traded a really good hitter too. And then you can see Alan Mills, David Seguis, more David Seguis. So some of these guys are real good about signing. Mark Williams, and of course I just get all the cards that I could of those guys. So like there's 6 different cards that Mark Williams has signed for me. 3 that Todd Frozworth has signed. Used to be a submarining pitcher. 5 Greg Olson autographs, a Tim Hewlett, Sam Horn, and who's that last guy? Chris Hoyles. I did all that just kind of remembering the cards. Sam Horn, I remember that guy. He used to strike out all the time. One of those guys that just couldn't hit a curveball. Rick Sutcliffe, he pitched for the Orioles, I think, 1 season. 1, 2, 3 autographs right there. Mike Flanagan, he may even still be an Orioles announcer. Bob Malachy, 1, 2, what is that? 5 Bob Malachy autographs. For the old school guys, David Lopes. There's 2 David Lopes. He was an A's first base coach. Then I would have like some cards like this, just like some random team picture cards, and there's like mad dudes that signed that card. Rene Gonzalez. There's a Mickey Tettleton Diamond King sign. Bob Melvin and Paul Kilgus. Although he is not a big time player, had a kind of a funny story here. Like he drove over to one of the players' entrance, and I saw him, and I would watch and bird dog their cars when they were coming in, and I'd have the cards ready. I'd have the Sharpie ready, or in this case, it's a normal pen, and I ran all the way. It's like a long run. Like I'm straight running for like 3/4 of a mile, maybe half a mile, something like that, because we got to go all the way around because I see his car, and then he stops his car, and he's like, "Oh, kid, no, I'm not getting out here," and he drives his car all the way around to the other one, and he wasn't like fucking me or anything, he just wasn't doing it. So I run all the way back over there, and the players would come in like periodically, particularly the ones that were on the home team, just periodically throughout the day. The visiting team would usually all come on a bus the first day, and then the second days of the series, they would just usually come individually out of the hotel room. But so I run all the way back around to where he stops, and I'm not quite out of breath, but and I'm flat out running. So he's like, "Man, kid, you really want my autograph?" And I said, "Yeah, here, sign all these." I usually just ever give guys like 1 card. I had 3 Paul Kilgus cards, and I gave them all to him, and he's there 1, 2, 3, and handed it to me. He's laughing, and he got a kick out of that. Dave Johnson, he's another one of those 1,000 people the Orioles thought was going to be good and never came out. I'll just show you the last page. Just some random guys. Jose Batista. I'll show you some other things. Like I have this Orioles team picture, and there's like mad dudes assigned. It's the only Mike Mussina autograph I have is on here. Tom Davis, and there's Mike Mussina's right here. And the other guys probably Tom Davis is also in here from Home Team Sports. I think he still works there. But the rest of them are all probably guys that I've already shown. Jim Poole, I don't know, did I show one of him? I don't know. Someone will put weird stuff like Tim Hewlett has Romans 6:23. Yeah, thanks, Tim. I just wanted your autograph, not a bunch of religious conversions foolishness from you. Over here, another Brady Anderson. Like I'm sure Brady Anderson's also in here, maybe even more than once. Like some of these inside the books. So that's a thing there. You got Brady Anderson. It's like a program a lot. Dave Johnson, Brady Anderson on there. And my brother, my oldest brother, I have two older half brothers that were from my dad's first marriage. It says you guys can't even be able to see that. It says to Andy, good luck, Steve Garvey, and then has the date, which is 12/11/88. My brother saw Steve Garvey. He's riding first class. My brother travels all over the place, and my brother's like way older than I am. I think he's like 55 now. I'm 33. My brother overheard. He didn't even recognize me or anything, but he overheard Steve Garvey. Man, my brother's, speaking to me, is a real big baseball fan. You signed an autograph for him, as Steve Garvey did. And Steve Garvey had like the longest played a game streak for like a long period of years. Not like Lou Gehrig was higher than his, but he was like really like he played like all the games for season after season after season. It was like a really really long streak of his group there. I'll show you. Actually, here I have some extra things I got there. There's just some additional like Jim Poole on there. Some other guy over here. I don't even know. But yeah, there's a bunch there. Probably some inside here too. Yeah, there's another one right there. I feel like I got like two Dave Johnsons there. There's Arthur Rhodes. I haven't seen an Arthur Rhodes card. There's if you can even see them. Some of these don't look like they're in pencil. I don't know what's up with that. But I think if I remember correctly, there's some autograph inside here too. I don't know. I'm not going to spend the time to go through it. But this I don't even know why I bothered to get it. But there's a UFC fighter. He was up at I think it was Cage Fest. We went to Cage Fest Extreme, which is oddly enough promoted. One of the promoters I know. He was on my wrestling team. He was a captain of the wrestling team when I was in 10th grade. He was a senior, Ricky Pierce. He's a really good wrestler. He almost made the Olympics. He's one of the promoters for Cage Fest. And so it's kind of cool. So I kind of got to go to some extra places and stuff because, I knew him. But Efren Escudero was there. So for some reason I'm going to sign that. I don't know. I think that's the only autograph I actually got is like let's see here. My uncle... sort of. He married my aunt, and he's trying to be like a gay dude, and then they got like divorced, and he went back in the Navy. So I don't even know what to call the guy. I guess his name was Dan. That was his name. He was a good enough dude or whatever, but it's a weird deal for my aunt. But he did something at a hotel, and it was a hotel some of the wrestlers were staying at, and this is. He got this for me, if you can see that. Stone Cold Steve Austin. For some reason, he put number 1. Here, I went online to buy tickets for a WWE event, and that's the Undertaker right there. He was there. Undertaker is huge. He is like, I'm 6'1", and Undertaker is as tall as I am, like sitting down. I couldn't believe how big he is, because he was kind of skinny on TV. Like, this was a long time ago. This was a long time ago. As you can see, it says WWF on it, so... And this was well before it was WWE. But they had the copyright list is 98, so maybe this was 98. This was to be like an actual picture, but they had run out of pictures of The Undertaker, and so they just were using these. And I was one of the very last people in line. Me and my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, we were there to get tickets. And I got... and I have another one I couldn't find. I have a little piece of a broken off crutch from an ECW match. Where the ECW guys used to Extreme Championship Wrestling, not the god awful WWE version, but the real one. They used to beat each other with crutches sometimes, and a piece of a crutch broke and flew off. And I got an autograph on it from the Innovator of Violence, Tommy Dreamer, but I didn't have that anymore. No, it wasn't Tommy Dreamer, was it? It was one of the Dump Brothers, so yeah, I don't have that anymore. The crutch was swung by Tommy Dreamer against Sato Tanaka, I think. I don't know, some Japanese guy they had there. He busted the crutch on him. I'm in the front row. Crutch piece flies up. I grab it, and I get it signed by one of the Dumps. And I have... I'll just show you this one before I tell you the one I don't have. This is... I'll show you the autograph first. You can try to figure out who that is. And that's what it's on. George W. Bush for president, and this would have been the first time. Yeah, this is from 2000. The first time George W. ran. This is not George W. Bush's. This is the his father, the first George Bush president, the first Bush. Got that. He came and spoke at the college that I attended, senior, and he got that autograph from George Bush. That was really hard to get to. I'm like an incredible talent for getting through large amounts of people. I mean, I can slip through people like that, which really did me a lot of good in concerts. And when I went to the ball drop in New Orleans for the 89 to 90 down on the streets of New Orleans, and it was incredibly packed, just sliding through people. I'm really good at pushing people out of my way and advancing myself through a throng of humanity. It was very easy to do that, getting past all the people. And literally, he signed like 4 or 5 autographs after he gave the speech. So I worked all the way through there, got the autograph, and the other political person who come to CNU was Bob Dole. And Bob Dole had like all these like he'd done his George Bush did his like inside an auditorium, and Bob Dole had given the speech outside, and he has all the Secret Service around him. And I actually through the Secret Service probably got arrested actually, and I'm all up on Bob Dole. And Bob Dole has the he's got the gimmick hand. Also, I think I shook hands with George Bush. I know I shook hands with Bob Dole because I wanted to give him this one. I was like, oh wait. I give him the other ones who had to do the left-handed shake, and I got Bob Dole's autograph too. But that is something I couldn't find. Might still have it somewhere though. But that is my autograph collection. The 2 baseball players I hate are Rickey Henderson. Absolutely hate Rickey Henderson. I was an A's fan, so as you can imagine, I was a Rickey Henderson fan. I had his like second-year baseball card, which I spent way too much money on. All sorts of Rickey Hendersons. I actually still have some. I'm going to sell them on eBay because I'm going to give the few remaining baseball cards I had to my kid, but no George Brett or Rickey Henderson cards are going to my son because they're garbage. They're garbage as human beings, and if you ever see them, just beat them down in the street and video record it, and I will subscribe to you. And I will watch it every day, and it will get a lot of views from me. Now, let me tell you, Rickey Henderson, this piece of crap, would come up there every day. He'd be, I'm not going to sign today. Most of the guys would just go kind of in the back way. They don't be bothered with people. And wouldn't. But every day, Rickey Henderson would just stand, would talk on his cell phone, walk around, just stand out where all the people were. Not like beyond the guardrails or anything. You just stand out there where the fans were. Hey, can I get your autograph, Mr. Henderson? No. I'll sign the last day. He would always, over and over again, he would say that over and over again. Because I'd be there for the whole series, so I'd see him lots. And he would be you could get near him, but he wouldn't shake your hand. He wouldn't talk to you. He wouldn't, other than just to shoo you off, because he was such a dick that he fed on the fact that he could do that to kids and teenagers. Yeah, that's a kind of subhuman piece of garbage Rickey Henderson is. And Rickey Henderson, you can eat a dick and get some balls with that dick. Rickey Henderson, then, I remember the last game of the series is why. That part was okay. Okay, he's just on last day. I'm here for the last game, whatever. He comes out, last game, just walks around, stands there. Oh, Mr. Henderson, hey, it's the last game, last day. Hey, can I get that autograph now? Yeah, please, yeah. No autograph from Rickey Henderson. He was just standing there. And he finally saw an autograph. Like a 3-year-old kid, wouldn't bring a 3-year-old kid up to get all Rickey Henderson signed on the glove. Rickey Henderson, no. And the kid starts crying. Rickey Henderson, fine. And he signed, like he scribbled something on the glove. And he just stand there, and then he eventually just starts walking down the street after like standing there for like 10, 15 minutes. Just out writing with everyone. Like no other players do that. Never seen a player do it, other than one that was just really cool and was standing there talking to people, signing autographs. He just walked slowly on the street. I followed behind him after him. And there's no one else around. Like, Mr. Come on, there's no one else here. You don't even have to stop. Just scribble something right here on this card. I'm a big fan. I'm dressed head to toe in Oakland A's, green and gold. No. Get lost. So, hate Rickey Henderson. George Brett, I'm sitting in a line, and they have the Royals team bus there, and he comes out like this. And George Brett is notoriously known to hate to sign autographs for people, because I remember seeing him on a show where he went, I hate to see the idea of someone making money off me. Motherfucker, you play a kid's game. You do not do anything important. You do something that some people consider entertainment. You play for a sport, and that's it. That's it. Anyone can do your job. You can just do it really well. You do not have a special skill. It is not like you are a brain surgeon. Not anyone can be a brain surgeon. Anyone who has a functioning anatomy can play baseball. A 5-year-old can play baseball. A 5-year-old cannot do complicated math. A 5-year-old cannot do a lot of jobs. But they can play baseball. What you're doing, you do really well, but you're not important. And the audacity of someone that does nothing but makes money off the people that are watching to have that sort of mentality and attitude is disgusting to me. I like to smack him in his mouth. George Brett, to go back to the description, there's a line of people here and a line across like this. At the front, like you imagine my face at the Royals team bus. And there's the little opening that the players are shooting out of. I'm sitting on the very, very far end, right beside the bus. I'm in the perfect spot. I see George Brett walking. Oh, George Brett. Boom. I used to be a big George Brett fan, too. Hard for me to even imagine that, but I was. And I got the George Brett card, I got the Sharpie ready, boom, it's right here. He could have just drawn a damn line across it and got on the bus. This is what he does, though. He walks up to me, Mr. Brett, can I get that Mr. Brett, can I get your autograph? He turns his face to me, looks at me, looks me right in the eyes, says no. He had some steel-tipped shoes on, steps on my foot hard, like mashes it, turns and gets on the bus. For that, you can need to dig George Brett. That is the kind of human being George Brett is. So if you like George Brett, take your George Brett baseball cards and throw them to the ground. And that's just the kind of human being he is. I would love, I would just love for George Brett to see it, just to tell him I think you're a disgusting human being and just utterly pathetic, just a completely stupid shill of a human being, just ridiculous. But that is my collection. All the guys that signed for me. Definitely big appreciations to those who have helped me making my childhood, teenage years better by the acknowledgments there. And besides that, I have actually met one other celebrity. I'm going to just go over this real quick. It's just funny. I met in a men's bathroom at a Chinese restaurant in D.C. for one of my wife's, one of the girls I went to graduate school with my wife, one of her friends' boyfriend. We went to a party there for his birthday. I go to the upstairs bathroom there, and I'm at the urinal, and this guy walks in at the corner of my periphery of my vision. I'm like, why is that guy dressed like that? There's only one person in the world that dressed like that. What's this clown trying to do, act like that guy? And I turn going away up to wash my hands, and I get a better look at him outside. I'm like, that's who that is. And it's not that I'm a fan of this person, but it was just so very, very funny to me. One of the furthest left-leaning individuals in the entire world, Al Sharpton, is standing beside me pissing. So I go over there, wash my hands. I'm not going to talk to the dude in the restroom. So I go out of the restroom. Al Sharpton also washed his hands. Al Sharpton is a cleanly individual after he takes a piss. I'll tell you that for Al Sharpton. And Al comes around, and I stop and I say, hey, are you Al Sharpton? And he goes, yeah, I am. I don't know if you thought, maybe a lot of white people give Al Sharpton a hard time for being, ridiculous individual he is. But I said, hey, Al Sharpton, how you doing? And I went to shake his hand, and he shook my hand and said, oh, okay. I said, have a good dinner or something like that. But it was very funny to see Al Sharpton. Every other celebrity I've ever seen was in a place a celebrity should be: a baseball player for a baseball game, a politician at a political rally, a wrestler promoting or at a wrestling event. But that was I have the entire. I think my band autographs are completely gone, but I have like the entire Anthrax. I had all of them, the John Bush version of Anthrax. I think maybe one of the guys that didn't get his autograph, but John Bush was really cool from Anthrax. I talked to him for like a half an hour. He was just a really straight dude. I got some of the guys from Korn and maybe someone else. I don't know. Like I said, by that time I wasn't really a big autograph hunter at all. In the later teenage years, I was like 15, 16, 17, going to the concerts. But that's my collection of autographs, and I just felt like doing this, so maybe some of you will watch it. And if you guys have any cool autographs, just drop it down in the comments and let me know whose autograph you got.